I've done several videos on China, mainly because of my love for their people and also because of my friends that are in a ministry that sneaks Bibles into China. For several years now, the Chinese authorities have been putting in place a social scoring system for their people to be completed by 2020. It consists of a system of facial recognition and biometric surveillance that bases the state's perceived trustworthiness of every individual. Not only are social media and financial accounts tied into a person's score, but also how friends and associates have less contact from an offending person. It is a totalitarian government's ultimate weapon, a society that polices itself, its thoughts, its beliefs, and each other. It's reported that China's social scoring system is optional, but that is really not the case because of how the program compels people to join or be cut off. Already, millions of Chinese nationals have been blocked from booking flights or trains. The social scoring system allows the government to closely monitor and judge each of its 1.4 billion citizens based on their behavior and activities. For those people deemed untrustworthy, it will be harder and harder to move around. The system will reward or punish people for trustworthiness based on a range of issues that we'll discuss later. The plan involves blacklisting people with low social credibility scores by publicly disclosing businesses and individuals on a regular basis that are proclaimed untrustworthy. And if you don't make the proper social credit score, travel and other benefits could be suspended. The U.S. has a form of social scoring already with the American Credit Score System. It looks at financial information and determines who gets housing, automobiles, insurance, and in some cases, jobs. Social behaviors may not factor into U.S. credit scores, but the idea that a person's financial history reflects trustworthiness has long influenced employment decisions and other factors that affect Americans' quality of life. But China's new social scoring system tracks far more than financial transactions, and the consequences can be pretty serious. Part of the system is a neighbor watch program where designated watchers are paid to record people's behaviors as information collectors. These observations are shared with local government offices to determine people's scores. A high score could bring you lower interest loans and discounted rent and utility bills. But low scores will cause public shaming and being banned from certain types of travel. Today you may not be able to move about, but tomorrow some may not be able to buy food. One also has to factor in the increasing Chinese persecution happening to Christians, Muslims, and the Falun Gong religions. It's easy to see how such groups would immediately suffer losses of their social credit because the state might consider them to have radical religious views and contention for the government. The social credit system in China is designed to reach into every corner of their people's lives, both online and off. It tracks consumer behavior, conduct on social networks, comments negative to the state, and infractions like speeding tickets or quarrels with neighbors. By curtailing privileges, it's not hard to see how they would stifle unconforming behaviors and expressions of non-conforming opinions. Now let's look at what the Chinese government says is considered good and bad behavior for their social credit system. Good behavior: financial good standing, volunteering, giving blood, reporting friends and neighbors not in compliance, not speaking negatively about the Chinese government. Good behavior can result in rent appliances without a deposit, faster processing when traveling, discounts on utility bills like energy, better loan interest rates, promoted profiles on social media such as dating sites, and access to certain schools. Bad behavior: violating traffic laws, committing fraud and embezzlement, outstanding bills, loans, and so on. Being an idle person and not contributing to the greater good. Smoking in non-approved areas. Promoting fake news on social media. And criticizing the Chinese government. Bad behavior can result in loss of employment, blocked travel, slower internet speeds, blocked from using certain hotels, losing the right to own pets, and reduced access to good schools. The Chinese social credit system could produce a slippery slope that eventually may bankrupt individuals or maybe something worse. One final thought: could the full social credit system with potential travel restrictions and so on come to America? In a small sense, we're already being conditioned to accept it. Social media is used by most people every day. It teaches them to be divisive and to block others for expressing beliefs that are different from their own or the approved social agenda. Social media started out, remember, under the banner of offering self-expression and connection. Now things have been made something else with social media's blatant censorship, politically correct algorithms, data breaches, aggressive ads, and more. It's up to all of us to keep China's social credit scoring population program from taking over here in the U.S. Tyranny will overtake us eventually. This is H.A. Graves.